Okay guys, I got another tip for y'all that I want to add in. When I got this little bow out of the box and put it together, put my scope on it and shot it a few times, one of the first things I done was shot it through the chronograph. Well, good morning guys, welcome back to Papaw's place. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today I got something new. New to me, it may not be new to some of y'all out there, but because the Ballista bat reverse crossbows has been out a while, and they got these mini crossbows, but they just keep improving them. And man, I've been wanting one, and well, I just finally got one. But we're going to take a look at the Ballista bat mini, and they make, I got the one with the stock here on it, but you can get just the pistols. You can get them with different stocks. You can get them, this is the reverse. It was got 150 pound limbs, and I think the originals were straight. You can still get with 130 pound limbs. But then they make a mega bat, larger size crossbow. Now I can't remember how many pounds it is, but I'm doing a review on what I got here. But this little fella, I got it yesterday. Got it out of the box, and this is how it comes shipped. Now, since I got that upgraded stock here, it was in this box with it, so that's why it ain't showing that on the picture there. This is the most compact reverse pistol crossbow in the world. Well, I don't know. I ain't done that much research. I seen and I like these. So let's talk about this little bow here. And then we're going to get a little deeper into it. We're going to weigh the arrows here. Now when you get this crossbow, it comes in that package. All I had to do was put the stock and pistol grip trigger assembly here on there. It's nothing but 3 screws, guys. I mean, I ain't showing a video on doing that because there's videos that shows you how to do it, but I didn't even have to look at the directions. You look at it and I could see the 3 screw holes in the 3 screws, and I stuck it on there. You put your little grip here up forward. It's got the little shield on it to keep you from sticking your fingers up into the strings when you're shooting. Now these you can tilt forward, back. However, I like shooting mine with it tilted back like that. And then they didn't come with the little scope, but I already had the little scope here. Worked perfect. And then y'all can see I already fixed me a way to set the little GoPro right up here. And actually, yesterday after I sighted this in, I went and got in a stand because I've been having some coons come out eating my deer feed, and I was finished shooting me a coon the first day with this, and lo and behold, they didn't even come out yesterday for me to shoot them. But one of the most interesting things about this Ballista bat bow, and it's on the mega bat too, is the cocking device system they come. I just love it. It's internal. Like I said, these are 150 pound limbs, but when you cock it, it only takes about 40 to 50 pounds of pull to cock it. And it's internal. I don't know if y'all can see them sliding right there. And it just goes back. Now that is one of the neatest things of any crossbow I ever seen in my life. That's way better than that crank stuff. And like I said, they have it on their big crossbow too. Now I don't know what the poundage is to pull it, but it ain't gonna be no difference from when you have to, the old styles, like I got a Parker right here. You hook your string on it and pull it, so it ain't gonna be no different from that. It's just internally built. You ain't gotta keep up with nothing. Let me fire this back off one time, because I don't like fooling with it when it's cocked. Now I'm just shooting at that 8, but about 9 yards back there. Free-handed. I'm not good at free-handed. Well, I shot the same spot that I shot when I was opening the video. Shot to the right just a little bit, but outside now it's Also, I made sure that I was pinpoint on with my broadheads yesterday, which we're going to get into that. But I like shooting with it in, that is 24 inches long. With it out, that's about 27 inches long. Maybe 27 and a quarter. But I just love it because it's compact. Fun is all get out to shoot. And guys, I just can't say enough about it. I mean, the quality of it, how it's built. Awesome engineering. I mean, I don't know nothing that I personally, because you can take the grip right here off, and you can get a kind of teeny reel that you put on there. And then you can put another grip on there, and you can put whatever, just like the video camera or light or laser or whatever you want on it. That's extra, but it mounts on the bottom. But like I said, I don't know nothing I would change. Now the little carrying strap right here, that don't come with it. I put that on there. Actually, you can see that's off of my Nikon binoculars because I don't use this strap for them, and it's been laying up here on the shelf. That's why I keep stuff like that. You never know what you may want to do with it one day. It works perfect on this little crossbow. So, my scope, it ain't a multi-crosshair scope. Actually, what that is, guys, is a shotgun scope. I had years ago turkey hunting, and it's got the little crosshair in it, and then with the diamond. Well, that worked out perfect, because the crosshair is sighted in at 15 yards, and the bottom of the point on the little diamond is on at 25 yards. And that as far as you need to be shooting these bows. Now I know some of you just dying wanting to know how many feet per second and all it shoots. Well, this is the only complaint I have about their advertisement, but I know in the real world you don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. It's got on there that they got up to 420 feet a second. In the box they send you these little arrows here. Got the little pointed tip on it. They're not non-removable. Them weigh 150 grains total. Now I shot mine through my chronograph, and it's shooting 301. Every time I shoot them, 301, 302, but it kept duplicating 301. But to me, that's too light an arrow to be shooting. You're going to end up damaging your bow, to me, shooting a light bolt like that. So what I got some of their new bolts. Their Sting, the .166 micro diameter. And y'all see, I've watched enough videos and come up with my own opinion. These little crossbows, they come with 2 vanes. And they lay on the rail flat like that. It ain't no third rail, it ain't no split in the rail for your third vane to go down because of their cocking system. So, what a lot of people was doing, they glued a third vane on top just like that. And I had some Blazer 2-inch vanes, white, and that's what I glued on there. And guys, I ain't having no trouble shooting at 15 and 20 yards. I mean, the little bow groups them tighter than I can shoot it. I mean, just say 15 yards, I was grouping 1.5 inches, and we're going to get out there and shoot it and show y'all. But I just glued the vane on there like that because the third vanes help stabilize your broadheads. Now I tried 2 or 3 different size broadheads. These are 100 grain broadheads, and the total weight of this, I'd already weighed them and videoed it, so y'all can watch that clip there. I'm calling the weight of these arrows, I just rounded it down to 252. Well, as you just seen, it's 252.6 grains. Is what that weighs with a 100 grain broadhead, because it's got their weighted inserts. Now you can get other inserts. You can get steel inserts that weigh 120 grains, or you can go up to brass inserts. I think it's 125 grains that you can swap these out. But I like the way that I'm got right now for what I want this bow for. And that is something right there. We're finna go out here. I done shot it through the chronograph, so y'all watch this right here, clip right now, and you'll see me shooting it. Alright guys, we're gonna shoot the broadhead first. .242. Second shot broadhead. .243. Third shot with the broadhead. .242. So I'm gonna call that .242. Now we're going with the practice point. Duplicate, .242. Practice point again. Duplicate again, .242. So I say 242's pretty consistent. So with that being said, since I shot the broadhead and the practice point, I'm just calling that 242 feet a second. A lot of people just cringed, especially you real crossbow hunters and compound bow hunters. But guys, this is the thing about this right here. A 253 grain arrow at 242 feet a second. The kinetic energy on that is 32.91. You say, well, what's the point? Well, I got my other math I'd already done right here. Anybody that's hunting with traditional bows, recurves, long bows, I've done the math on this bow right here, because that's my recurve that when I'm shooting it's pulling what I got rode down here. I got it rode so I won't mess up. The arrows I'm shooting, where'd they go? I'm doing this to prove a point. The arrows I'm shooting right here, the total weight of it is 470 grains. That bow at about 44 pounds is shooting this at 165 feet a second. So when you go to the kinetic energy calculator and put that in, that ain't but 28.42 to where this is 32.91. So yes, you can hunt white-tailed deer with them. You just got to be mindful of what you got. Just like if you hunting with that. That's why I said when I'm hunting with that, I want a 15-yard shot. 20 max, and it's got to be pretty perfect opportunity to take a 20. And that's the way these are. But I see a lot of bad reviews on this because people bash them and stuff. Well, crap. You can't compare that to this. If you are, you don't need to be looking at this. You need to be looking at the Ballista Bat Mega. This ain't gonna compare. This has got a longer stroke. Even though the speed on this bow right here ain't shooting but 260, I think of what it was. I didn't write that down the other day through the chronograph, 260 or 265. And the weight of the arrow, let's weigh one of them. The weight of these big old boats, that's right at 440 grain arrow. That's why it's not pushing it over 260 feet. You got a lot of kinetic energy. So while we doing math, let's just do the compound bow right there. I got it done too. The arrow I'm shooting in it weighs 300, my hunting arrow. That's what I hunt with. A lot of you gonna say that's too light. I hunt with a 379 grain arrow, but I'm only pulling 55 pounds. I'm shooting 260, or at least I done the math on 260. I think the bow the other day was shooting like 263. That's 56.9 kinetic energy. In case y'all ain't never thought of stuff like that, that gives you just a train of thought of how to think about these little mini crossbows, pistol crossbows, because their little power stroke ain't that long. Yeah, it'll come out of there going that fast. And they will shoot a deer. And I'm hoping one day to have a deer on video with it, but I've been trying to get a deer on video with my trad bows, because this is my first year to really get into trying to kill a deer with trad bow hunting, and I just ain't having the luck. You have to go back and watch some of them videos. Alright guys, so what else was it I was going to cover about this before we go shooting? Like I said, the wind is blowing, but we're going to shoot it anyway. They're just amazing. They're just amazing, guys, and they are not toys. I've seen some people call them toys. No, these are not toys. I mean, you're going to see in just a minute this arrow right here. When I shoot it, I'm shooting into a dirt pile, and it penetrates into that dirt pile more than my trad bows do with them 470 grain arrows at 15 yards. Personally, I mean, I got one of these bolts. I put a judo point on, a judo, whatever they call them, the little spring loaded point, because I want to try to shoot some squirrels with it. Some of these yard squirrels around here is getting too many, and it just, to me, that'd be fun to try to kill one with this. Actually, I shot it one the other evening with old blue duck back here, but he ducked my arrow before it got there. It went right over him. He laid down. He probably thought a hawk was finna get him. But I love this one here with this style of stock. Like I said, they got different stocks pushed in all the way. That's 24 inches all the way out to like 27 1/4, which is just right. I was sitting up in that stand yesterday. See, that's what I like about a crossbow. You sitting up in that stand, you got these old nervous deer coming around here. They bust you. That's what's been happening. They bust me when I try to stand up and draw back. With this here, you could just waiting on my coon. Just knew my coon was gonna come out, but she never came out, guys. There was 2 coons been coming out. The cable system, that's what I was gonna talk about. The string, or the width here. The width here is like 8-point-something inches from axle to axle, but to me that don't really matter. I want to know the total width. Well, the total width from outside of cam to outside of cam is like 11 3/4, 11 7/8. I know that means a lot to people, and it did me too. But it's got 2 little cables and 1 string, and they make a neat little tool here where you can, they got a video on it, but you can put it in here and compress it too and change your own strings. And I'll be purchasing one of them pretty soon, because I bet you guys I shot this thing over 100 times yesterday, because I just love, when I get something new, I just love playing with it. And all shooting through the chronograph, and that was the 3rd time actually I done that this morning, the video for this video, and weighing my arrows and stuff. But yeah, I have the string wore out here pretty quick, but you need to keep your strings waxed, and you need to keep you real lubed, and that'll get longer life out of your crossbows, any crossbow. The trigger pull on it, to me, it's just as good as on that Parker crossbow and that Parker Hurricane that I had until earlier this year. I was shooting it and a limb busted on it, and I had that thing for, shoot, I don't know how many years, back when Parker first come out. That one over there is one of them Parker Thunderhawks. I actually done some work for a guy the other day and trade out for that. But I just love this little fella. I'm just sitting here trying to think of anything else, guys. Y'all have any questions about it? Anything? There's going to be other videos coming up, because I want some videos. I'm shooting something with it, hopefully. And y'all have any questions, leave it down there in the comments, and then I can answer them on the next video. But the trigger pull, that's what I was getting at. The trigger's just as good as it's been on them. Cause me, a perfect trigger. I always done my own trigger jobs on my rifles. I like a trigger when I sit there and I'm on target. I pretty much touch it, it goes off. But that's not a good trigger to have when they like that. And you ain't gonna make a crossbow trigger like that. I've tried that before too. But it's got this little bit of creep to it as you pull them back. But it is a continuous little creep, and then it goes off. What I'm trying to say, it's got a pretty dang decent trigger on it. Now guys, there is something else I want to add in here. When you're sighting your bow in, especially with your hunting arrows, you need to shoot every bolt, because out of these 3 bolts, this one here, it hits accurate to itself every time, but it's not the same with these. Now I got a dozen of these, but I just ain't put the 3rd fletching on them. Now I have found this to come more true with crossbows, because like I said, I've owned the Parker here for many years, the Hurricane, and before that I had a Barnett, and before that I had one of them old camouflage metal ones used to play with. I never hunted, never shot a deer with them. I just liked having them. I did turkey hunt with them. But I find it to be, I don't know what it is, out of all the years of my shooting compound bows, I would rarely find an arrow out of a bunch that didn't fly at least close enough that if I made a mistake, it'd still be close enough hunting with it. But with a crossbow, just like this boat here, you can't look at it, you can't find nothing. But it's something about this boat. Maybe it's a little weak on this end or something. I don't know. But shoot every boat you got and make sure they all hitting the same before you take them boats hunting. And then like this one here, now I'll play with it. I might put that grass stopper on it or a blunt tip or something. But I marked it, and it's gonna be over here. As I fletch up some more today, I will save all the ones that shoot the same. It wasn't a broadhead. The first thing I done was swap the 3 broadheads between every boat. That's why I like these broadheads that I can sharpen easy. That way I can shoot them and test them, and then I can sharpen them back up and be ready to hunt with them. But I just wanted to add that in there. So let's go out here and shoot it and see if I can shoot it today. Now, like I said, the wind's blowing, so I may have to shoot the practice point, because the broadhead. Oh, and yeah, speaking of broadhead, I tried 3 different broadheads that I had here. The 4-blade Muzzy shot great. This one right here, I don't know what that is. Let me see here. Well, guys, I don't know who makes that. It just says bad to the bone 1 Crossbow. It's Crossbow 100 grain broadheads. That was in the box with that Crossbow when I got it. Had 2 left in here, and that's why I put them on here. But it shoots good on here. But one blade I tried, one broadhead I tried that I was really wanting to shoot through here. And I don't know what brand these are. I got 4 of them I've had for years. Is these right here. Because I can sharpen them. Now this one you can see has got sand on it. That's where I was shooting it. But I can take my rock and unsharpen them today a shave. So that's what I was wanting to put on there to use. But when I put these on there, every time I shot, the air kind of veered off to the left about 8 inches or so, even with that 3rd vein. The arrow looked like it was flying straight, but it was just constantly left of the practice point and the crossbow. I'm going to call them crossbow broadheads, because that's all I know is got bad to the bone 1 Crossbow. I don't know if that's a brand or what. But yeah, these didn't work. Them solid blades, or this particular blade. Now I ain't saying any other solid broadhead may not work. This is just the 3 I tried. The 4-blade Muzzies is what I shoot in my compound, and I've used them for years. I love them. Them 4 blades, even though the diameter ain't that big around, when they cut that hole, it just cuts. It's like, to me, the hole don't clog up as quick with them 4 slits in it. And the only reason I didn't want to stick with that on here, because they're not a cut on contact, to where these are cut on contact. Kind of like when you're shooting a trad bow, you want something that's cut on contact. You don't want no chisel point or something like that. Alright, so let's go out there and shoot. I'm going to just take the practice point, because like I said, the wind is pretty gusty. And we're going to see what happens. Okay guys, this is by far not the day to be doing this. I don't know if y'all can hear the wind, but it's gusty, and I'm going to try to shoot in between the gusts. But we're at 15 yards. I brought the yellow bag out, that way we can see more consistent where we're hitting instead of my dots on my dirt pile out there, my pace forward deer I shoot. And one thing I forgot to tell y'all in there, this is the safety. When you cock it, it pulls it back on safe. When you get ready to fire, you just push in on that button. That's pretty neat how they got that too. So we're finna load up. And I'm gonna shoot. I got the other camera out there. We're gonna see. Because yesterday when I sighted it in, I could sit here at 15 yards and put them in that center. Not the little dime size. I'm talking about in a group like that every shot. We're gonna see what the wind's doing today. So yesterday evening wasn't no wind blowing at all. That looked pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with that if I can do that several more times. That's 15 yards with the wind blowing, and that's about, I'm going to say, 1 inch to the right. And that can be me easily. We're going to do her again. That didn't even look better, guys. That's what I'm talking about. The little fella is accurate. Give y'all a different angle here so y'all can see this crossbow perform. But don't you just love that cocking? I mean, man, that's just brilliant. That's just brilliant, whoever come up with that. All right, here we go. Now the wind's gusting. We gotta hold on again. Y'all hear it? See my hat moving? Alright, here comes some more. I cut this part out of the video so y'all won't have to wait so long. Guys, I just don't know how you can ask for a little. I mean, 15 yards. This would be where I want to shoot. If I'm going to shoot a deer with it, 15 yards, and y'all see us putting it right in there. So that's the advantage for going to be for me over the trad bow that I started this year. I done shot 3 deer with it. I can shoot out here, but it's so slow. By the time my part of me being off and the deer ducks and moves, I ain't getting in the kill zone. But this right here, I believe I can pinpoint my kill zone. Even if he ducks a little bit, I think I'm gonna be able to kill one with it. I'm gonna pull my side-by-side prop over here, four-wheeler prop, and we're gonna shoot from 25, even with the wind blowing like that. All right, here we go at 25 yards. Again, it is awfully windy. And that's why I'm propping up. I'm trying to prove to y'all how good the bow shoots, not how good I can shoot or not so good. Because if I ain't propped up on this, I can tell you right now, free-handed, y'all wouldn't want to buy the bow because y'all think the bow wasn't shooting good. It's rocking the camera right now. We'll wait for this big gust to get by. A little bit, but let's go check it out. Guys, even with the wind gusting like it is, that's still in that black ring. That ain't 2 inches to the right, 25 yards. And guys, can y'all see them trees? That's how much the wind's gusting. Even though I waited between gusts, it's still wind blowing. And that wasn't even 2 inches to the right. And the wind, that's the way it's blowing. Now I ain't gonna hold, I'm gonna hold it dead on. I'm just trying to prove how good the little bow shoots. That there, the wind was more calm. Look where it hit. Three-quarter inch high, dead center left and right. Man, but like I said, at 25 yards, if I put it inside that black every time, geez. On a calm day with a good shooter, this bow at 25 yards, I put it inside that little black ring every time. But now it takes somebody that shoots better than me. I'm not a dot shooter. So guys, as you can see, the little Ballista bat reverse is a jam up shooter. And like I said, now you can shoot target practice. You could get out there on a calm day and different scope on there, and you could shoot on back there 30 and 40, I know. But there ain't no way I'd shoot, no, I wouldn't even shoot a deer at 25. 15 and 20, like I said, treat it like a trad bow. Know how good you can shoot and treat it like that. Now one thing I do think Ballista bat is getting bashed about is cause they put this little bow down for 420 feet a second. And they didn't actually say it'll shoot 420 feet a second. They said up to 420 feet a second. So a lot of people don't understand advertisements nowadays and their wordings and why it's that way, but I wish they wouldn't have put 420 on there. I mean, like I said, 300 is still fast with their practice bows. And that's just if you was wanting to practice. But I wouldn't get out there and shoot like I done. I've shot this bow yesterday and I'll be playing with it today. I wouldn't shoot shot after shot after shot with these little light practice bows, because you're going to end up wearing your strings out and breaking a string or something. Now I'll still end up having to get me another set of strings pretty quickly, because I can tell you, this is like when I got my first started with the trad bows a couple months ago. Every day, that's all I want to do. When I got up, shoot them. When I got in, shoot them. Now I done got something else, and this is going to help me, because this will give my muscles a relax from the trad bows, because I still shoot them a few times every day. But guys, I don't know. Check out Ballista bat crossbows on their website. I'll leave some links in the description below this video. Like I said, because I got all different kind of where you can get just the pistol. And one of the, man, if I had somewhere that you could shoot fish here close to the house where you could see fish, they come with the setup where you can get the little reel and attachment and the fishing arrow. Now that would be fun, but I just ain't got nowhere right here close to the house. Other you might could go somewhere at certain times of year around here and shoot some gar coming up to the top of the water. But now if I'd have had this back in the day when I was really into bass fishing to kept in the boat with me, that would have been fun shooting them gar, because you always coming across gar when you was bass fishing. And that would have been a blast with this little fella. And as your kids is getting older, you can see, that's what I like about this. Small kids, you can get them out there and start teaching them. Start teaching them at a young age with this crossbow. And some of you people that live where you can't have a firearm, this would make an awesome defense, because it don't take but just that long to cock it. And I can tell you, you don't want one of them coming through you. I ain't gonna put that in there. Now I done cocked it. I need my target in here. I forgot I didn't bring my target back. But guys, there's gonna be some more videos of me showing this bow coming up. Hopefully this evening, if this rain don't come in here, I'm gonna go out there and get in that stand and see if them coons come back out. That's the first thing I want to kill, is them coons from eating my car. But I just don't see. I mean, that's just. Look at that, guys, how big that is. I mean, there's my hand. That's just little. And I don't care who says what, even shooting. Well, let's see what that's overall length with the broadheads on it. With the broadhead, that's 13 and right out a half-inch length. Air at 240 something feet a second. And all you gotta do is glue that third. Now some of you may, that's something else, guys. Some of you may wonder why I got the third fletching move forward. Well, that's cause where it slides in the bow here. I'll try to show y'all up close here. Where it slides in the bow here, and that deal right here holds your bolt down. See, it's up past your fletching. Your two fletching is slid up under it, because they out crossways. So you just move your fletching forward to where it's in front of that deal. And it sure makes it stabilizing broadheads better. I started out shooting it without doing that. Now when I started shooting it with the two fletching on there, before I done the third fletching, I still got it sighted in, but right before that air, you'd see that little fish tail to it going through the air. It was still shooting straight and accurate, but it'd have that little fish tail. When I put that third vein on there, it stopped the fish tailing. Okay guys, I got another tip for y'all that I want to add in. When I got this little bow out of the box and put it together, put my scope on it and shot it a few times, one of the first things I done was shot it through the chronograph. Now y'all see where I had my information wrote down. Well, I was getting 247 feet per second out of my hunting arrow. Well, after shooting it about 100 times, I know what happened. Them strings has stretched. And today when we shot it, this is where I wrote it down, was getting 242 feet per second. So it had slowed down, and I always go to the lower side. So this right here actually was sometimes a 247 or 248, and I used 247. Well, what I did, and there's a video on how to do it, because they sell a crossbow, a little mini crossbow tool that you can use to change your strings, and y'all have to go watch that video, because I don't have their tool, but I pretty much manufactured me one just like it real quick. I set it up here, used my little tool to compress the limbs, And what I did, I give the string 3 twists. Then I can press my limbs the opposite way. You'll see that in their video. And I give the cables 3 twists and put them back on. And right now we're finna go shoot it and let y'all see for yourself. But I just shot duplicates 255s with this same air. I'm hoping y'all can read that. It's saying duplicate 255. That's the 2 shots I just shot. So to keep it from being confusion, I'm gonna delete them shots and start on 0. And we're gonna shoot again. .254. So 2 255s and a 254. I may be about a foot behind on that one because of the camera between me and the chronograph, but let's try her again. .255. So there's 3 255s and 1 254. So as you can see, after you shoot it a while and your strings and cables stretch, but they're still in great shape, you can give them about 3 twists, and you need to do it equally for each one, and you can get your speed back up, which I'm getting a little more than I did when it was out of the box. Now don't get carried away thinking you're going to twist it and get more speed out of it, because the first time I put like 6 twists in it, and when it does, when you cock it, it's so close to your rail here, it won't let your cocker slide back. So you can't overdo it or you won't be able to cock your bow, so pay attention to that. Just do about 3 rounds. Cock your bow, and right there you see how close they getting to the rail. You want them about equal distance, but if you try to go too tight on your cables, it'll close it up and you can't cock and shoot your bow. But y'all seen me shooting it, y'all know how it shoots. That's my main point of the day, is trying to prove how accurate this little fella was after I shot it yesterday. And somebody that shoots better than me can even take that group up right there. But as always, guys, hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week. God bless. See y'all next time.